what we have here is a very basic React application. There's some interesting things going on here, but to get an idea of React on its own, at its core, I think this is the best place to start out. So essentially what we're looking at is just a raw HTML file where we have imported React and React DOM uh, from Unpackage. So just as a basic setup, pretty much every React app is going to have a div with an ID of root, and we'll render everything from there. That's a pretty standard way of doing things. I believe Gatsby does it a little bit differently. I think they're like a triple underscore something or other, but that's way down the line kind of stuff. So in a regular script tag, we have a class of greetings, which extends React component. React is in scope here because we've imported it, and every React component is going to have a render method. Now, most render methods are going to return JSX, which you're probably familiar with. It looks like HTML markup, but you're able to, in curly brackets, write JavaScript, which I think is amazing. Other people disagree with me. They might be wrong, but that has yet to fully pan out. So what we're using instead of JSX is regular React APIs here because we're not using Babel to transpile anything. So what we're returning is just React create element. It's creating an H1 and we're feeding it this information. Create element has its own this. We are feeding it prompts, which we'll see down below, and we're just picking off the name. So onto React DOM. React and React DOM are two distinctly different entities. And so it's good to think of React as a tree diffing library. And React DOM is what allows you to use that inside the browser. There are other targets that you can use React in. You've probably heard of React Native. That's a good example of something where you're using React and not React DOM. So we're going to use React mostly in the browser, so React DOM.render, and then we're going to use another React API here called create element. Normally, again, here we would see JSX, but since this is totally raw without any transpilation, we do React create element. We feed it greetings, this class from above, and we give it props. Props is an object with a key of name, and we give it my good dude. So as we see over here, that's rendering out inside of our root element. So if we go ahead and inspect that, inside of our root element is just this H1 with the text that we supplied it. So a very simple, straightforward implementation of React. And as we progress kind of through more and more of this, you'll start to see how this becomes a bit more complex, but a bit easier to use. So look forward to more.